Hello, I am Centimus Prime, and here I will be unboxing the Transformers Studio Series 86 Jazz. Now, to start this off, we will be taking a look at the packaging itself. And I am kind of excited by this because this is the first figure I've gotten, the first Studio Series figure I've gotten that actually has the updated Studio Series packaging. So that's going to be fun to take a look at. And yeah, I know, it's not going to be not going to be terribly interesting with the Jazz because we've already gotten him before with the older style of Studio Series packaging. But it is fun to look at the package. So let's go ahead and show you that. So starting off, we do have the window display. We do have the window display for the figure inside. And yes, I did say window. It is nice. It is nice seeing, well, feeling the window again. It is nice that the window display is back. Very much appreciate that. Up here, next to this window display, we do have a look at some really nice box art for both a close up of Jazz and also his vehicle mode. Yeah, that looks really nice. Yeah, that's some really nice box art. I don't even think that was really. I don't even think this was there on the yeah, I don't even think that this art was on the original packaging. I believe it was a different art. I could be wrong with that. But anyway, up here we do have the number of steps it takes to transform the figure, just displayed here on the front, which I feel is a little bit unnecessary considering we normally just see it from the back anyway. And also the recommended age. That's fine. Down here, we do get the Transformers font, but this time it is right side up. It's not written sideways across the side of the front here. And of course, we have the blue stripe that says Studio Series on it, and that's the same. That's no different. And here we do have the movie where this character comes from, and the faction and name of this character, and also Hasbro logo. Pretty nice. Up here on the top, not much to look at. We do get the Takara Tomy logo here. We do get the movie thing again. We do get the character's name, and also this a peg warmer. Or you do get this peg hanging hoop loop thing that you get this peg hanging slot here, which is made up of cardboard. Very nice. Over here on this side, not much to talk about. We do get a really nice look at the Autobot logo and some of the box art from both the robot mode and vehicle mode actually crossing over to this side. That's nice. And down here it even says, still tells you that it is a deluxe class. So that's nice. Over here on this side, we do get another shot of here we do get another shot of Jazz, of that nice box, of that nice package art for Jazz. This I believe is just mirrored here. Yeah, so his name again and all that. Down here at the bottom, not really much going on. It's just words and things, choking hazards and labels. Very nice. And here is the back of the packaging. Now the back, I do find interesting. For one notable thing, for one thing in particular, but we can start from the bottom. Just more warning labels and choking hazards and price label here from its retail store. Very nice. We do get a nice little updated sort of more than meets the eye authentic Transformer badge. printed on there, so that's neat. Here we do get a render shot of the vehicle mode and car mode, and the number of steps showcased here again. Very nice. But up here is like the most interesting thing to me, because up here we do have not only like a sort of bio thing. Yeah, I do see. Yeah, like there's sort of like a little bio thing. So if you want, you can go ahead and read that. Let me just adjust the camera a little bit. Man, this new camera is awesome. So yeah, so we do get a nice look at that up here. But this is easily my favorite thing about this new style of Studio Series packaging. Look at that. We do get up here at this top corner, you get a shot of the character from the movie to compare to how the figure looks. This is awesome. I like this. Easily my favorite thing about this new packaging. This new Studio Series packaging. Like that's a nice feature. I kind of wish they always had that. And yeah, and with that, we have pretty much taken a look at this new styling of Studio Series packaging. Overall, I do think it's really nice. I feel like, yeah, I feel like Studio Series have kept with the same packaging style for a really long time. And I do feel that this packaging style of Studio Series packaging feels refreshing. Very nice. It's refreshing to get the window back after what Legacy did, and yeah, like it's very nice. It's really nice. I'm still like impressed with that, but with that we've taken a look at the packaging. So let's now go ahead and get this open. So, of course, there's always going to be like a tape thing. No matter what it is, there's going to be at least one piece of tape that we're going to have to cut through. So, through the top, let's just cut through that. And let's go ahead and get this open. So we get that open. And let's go ahead and slide this out. Now we can go ahead and set this off to the side. So in here we have the instructions. Oh, they have there's the little Hasbro piece of paper. But we also do get the instructions. And they are folded out. They they usually are. But I do. Oh, okay. So yeah, that ain't too bad. Like it's not. Like it doesn't. Okay, yeah. At least it doesn't take up too much space. I don't think. Yeah, that's nice. Because if you're not familiar with like Studio Series like instructions, how they normally look. Hold on, I'm probably I'm gonna need to bring a regular pair of instructions, a previous pair of Studio Series instructions to compare this to. Okay, here we go. Here I have the instructions from a previous Studio Series release. In this case, I have Cup. His instructions are right here, and yeah, we even do get Jazz. But how these ones normally flip out. They flip out like that. They just flip out like in one direction, and as a result, it is crazy long, like crazy long. Whereas these ones, and in case you're wondering, this is how like that's how like all of the like more previous Studio Series instructions have been. Well, and then here we have it compared to this. I can actually like reasonably fit this whole thing on screen without having to move it all the way back to the wall. Yeah, this is a nice update. This is definitely more. This is definitely more convenient and takes up way less space. So this is nice. I do appreciate that change. But with that, now let's get back to the figure. And yeah, before I get this cut out, I am gonna have to mention the backdrop because this is probably the one thing about this new packaging that I don't really like, because if you're not familiar with the Studio Series like packaging, like they always come with a nice with not only do they always come with a nice backdrop in the packaging where it is basically a scene from the movie, it just illustrated in the backdrop behind your character. That's nice. I do remember liking that detail a lot. But not only that, that backdrop would slide out and you would be able to like display it behind your figure. I thought that was like really neat. It did encourage to like use more of the packaging. Now I do get like I do get them not using I do get them not using like those like fold out like backdrops anymore. Like that's fine. No one really uses them that much anyway. Like not many people use them anyway. However, I'm not really liking this whole generic evergreen style like backdrop thing, which just blue with extra lines. So Autobot Decepticon just generic feels generic to me, and I'm not really pleased with that, to be honest. I like because yeah, with the not using the backdrops anymore, that's fine. But like for like before like the tray that holds the figure, I would have liked them to keep the to keep that style where it was just the background, a background shot from like a scene that the character was in. So that's unfortunate, I think. Yeah, so this is probably my least favorite part of this new style of packaging, but it's not a deal breaker or anything. Still doesn't look too bad. But enough of talking about packaging. Let's break this figure out. And it just occurred to me that I really should have been talking about that while I was getting this open. My bad. Apologies for that. Let's move that aside, and then let's get this. No, you cut away. Then, boop. And then after that, we can just remove the figure from there. And move this off to the side. And just sweep this out of the way. And after that, we can go ahead and try to cut this open, I guess. Careful not to cut yourself, but also careful not to damage the parts inside. Yeah, we got that open, so we can sheath that back in. So in this little like burrito wrap of paper, Autobot paper, here we have his accessory, Jazz's gun. Well, that's a nice gun. That's a nice gun. And then here, of course, we have the figure himself, Jazz. So we can go ahead and untab his feet. We can tab in his knees. And then we can like turn around and take a look at the back. We can of course flip this up, fold the doors in. Yeah, we can just fold the doors in and then just, I guess, just rests this on his back because it doesn't really, because this whole like back kibble assembly doesn't really tab in. It just relies on friction and gravity to hold it in place. But yeah, with that, and we can of course place this gun in his hand. I said place his gun in his hand. There we go. Not really liking that. I might have to take a look at that in a second. But here we have Jazz out of his packaging. Oh wait, am I missing something? Oh yeah, I'm missing something. It's the it's the kibble on his legs. That's supposed to be flipped down. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Look at that. Here we have Jazz from the 86 movie. Very, very nice. Looking really good. Okay. And now, like, we can go ahead and like check for like frictions for tolerances, because joints can be like either too tight or too loose out of the packaging. And let's go ahead and do that right now. The head is nice and snug, and the head is a nice snugness. It fits just right. There's no springing back to the forward position. The head is perfect. The shoulder joints, while it feels slightly looser than I would like it, it still holds a post. While this hinge is slightly looser than I would personally like it, it still holds a post. It still works. And this joint is fine. This joint is a little bit loose, but still fine. A little bit loose, but still fine. That joint is nice. That joint's a little bit looser than I'd like. Swivels work, thank goodness. This elbow is nice. This elbow is a bit tight. It's a bit tight, but that's fine. The wrist hinges can flip in nicely. That's cool. Then why is this not? There's something going on in there that for some odd reason, his right hand is not taking the gun in. Do you see that right there? That tiny, like shine? That is light reflecting off of excess like flash plastic from the inside of the hand, and as a result is not, if it's not, but it's like it is extremely tight. So yeah, it's an extremely snug fit, but it shouldn't be too big of a deal. This is fine, I guess, for what that is doing. I am gonna have to keep a watch, because this is, of course, 86 Jazz with the clear windshield piece. I have heard horror stories about the clear plastic here, like breaking over time. And I'm gonna have to keep a watch out for that. But as of right now, it is totally fine. The waist joint is nice and tight. I like that. Hips are fine. hips are good enough. Ooh, the thigh swivel for both of them is real snug. That's a bit snug. Then we have the knees, which the knees are a-okay. This one's a tad bit looser down, but this one is a-okay. This one is a tad bit looser than I'd like, but still holds the pose just fine. Then the toes, they feel alright. And then the ankle tilts feel great. So yeah, let's go ahead and put this guy in a decent low pose. In a nice decent low pose. And then here we have Jazz out of his updated packaging. As far as I can tell, this is just the 86 Jazz, but they've now updated his packaging, so that's neat. For more, this way, people can people who haven't gotten this figure can have a second chance of owning this figure, because yeah, this figure is really neat. It does pull off Jazz really well. I'm probably gonna do a review on him sometime soon, but that's probably gonna have to wait at least for a little bit. But hopefully I'll do it soon, or sooner or later. But preferably I'd like to do it sooner rather than later. But with that, but that'll be it for this unboxing. If you enjoyed this video, consider to like and subscribe, and maybe even comment if you want. And of course, I will be posting again sooner or later.